Everybody, it's Thursday, December 11th, 2008. Thanks for stopping by. Right now in Hebron, in the occupied territories, Palestinians are being attacked. It's a huge wave of violence that is being carried out by militant settlers in Hebron who are targeting Palestinians more than usual. This is something that goes on day in and day out. These attacks, these, this constant harassment and intimidation and depredation. But lately, it's gotten much worse. Now, these people, there's about 7,000 or 8,000 of them, I believe. I could be wrong, but it's a small number, and they're protected by thousands of Israeli soldiers. And what the soldiers do is they protect these settlers, but they don't really control the settlers. They don't stop the settlers from doing anything to the Palestinians up to a certain point. They will stop the settlers from going inside the homes of Palestinians, which they try to do, but they will let the settlers stand right outside their homes and throw rocks at their homes and throw rocks at them and attack them, and settlers are issued guns by the government, and Palestinians aren't allowed to have them. So you can imagine what it's like for Palestinians when they're running around with thousands of settlers in their midst who are constantly talking about how all the Arabs must go. They're writing graffiti on Palestinian homes that say "Arabs to the gas chambers." And I'm not kidding you, folks. I am not making this stuff up. Arabs to the gas chambers. That's what the Jewish settlers are writing on Palestinian homes. They're setting fire to trees, olive trees, and homes. They're destroying crops. Now, if you want to see this, I can't really explain the real reality of this to you in words. I think the only way to understand what's really going on is if you go to www.heb2.tv. That's www.heb2.tv. It's an experimental channel that's run by a guy who is a member of B'Tselem, which is a Israeli human rights organization which operates in the occupied territories. It's very well known, very reputable, very big, and I haven't been able to get any of the live feeds yet, but I've seen the archives, and I think you should go and watch. There's a 5-part premiere episode, and watch all 5 parts and just see for yourself what's going on. But don't let any children see it. Don't let anybody who's young or has a faint constitution see this, because it's not for the faint of heart. It's pretty strong stuff. And it's just everyday life. It's everyday life for Palestinian children, Palestinian people. And when you see the settlers' children, if that doesn't scare the heck out of you, I don't know what will. If it doesn't make you mad, if it doesn't make you sad, then you're in trouble. And if it doesn't make you mad because of your ethnicity, you're about as damned as you can possibly be. That's all I can tell you. And you better wake up and get right. Because, if this stuff doesn't make you mad, then you're pretty bad, okay? That's all I can say. So, now these things that are going on in Hebron, they were described as the worst. They were described as a pogrom in the worst sense of the word. This was said by none other than Ehud Olmert, the Prime Minister of Israel. So if you think I'm making this stuff up, then you're also doubting the Prime Minister of Israel. So, these things that are happening in the occupied territories, they're going on because these people, they want all of historical Palestine with no Arabs in it. And then if any Arabs stay, they say they can stay as guests, they can stay as second-class citizens, they can be here at our behest, but they're not going to be equal to us. They're going to be under us, or they're going to leave, or they're going to die. And that's what these people's attitude is. And it doesn't matter if they're the majority or the minority. It doesn't matter about demographics. It's just what they say goes, and that's it. And it's about as undemocratic as you can possibly be. Okay, so, now I'm sure that people have been calling me racist lately because I talk about this, and yet I don't talk about every other thing in the world that's going on. Well, let me just say right now, if you're an American, you are paying for this. You are footing the bill. Every single dollar that is supporting this is coming out of your pocket. Okay, we give Israel billions of dollars every year so they can do this. It's that type of thing. Pogroms. We are funding it. And so, not only that, but we're all human beings, and we have to speak out against the violation of other people's human rights, no matter who they are. So I think if you're an American, or if you're a human being, you really should speak out against this. And it doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter what kind of names people call you. You should go on record and say this is wrong. And anything else that you know about that's going on in the world, you should speak out about that too. But don't let anybody tell you you can't say anything about this. Because, the people, there's a lot of people, what they do is they take it upon themselves to reflexively defend Israel's policies no matter what. Come what may, no matter what they do, they will defend their policies, and they will defend their policies any way they can, using any tactic. They will try to silence you when you criticize, or they will tell you things that aren't true. They will make excuses for violence. They will demonize other people or point their fingers at other countries and say these countries are worse than us, blah, blah, blah. They will try to verbally abuse you. They will insult you in every way they can think of. They will call you a racist because you don't hate Arabs or because you don't support whatever Israel does. But none of that matters. We've all got to speak out against this. And these people who, those of you out there who accuse me because I don't make videos about Darfur or, Rwanda or the Turkish massacre of 100 years ago or anything like that, where are your statements about these atrocities? When have you ever made a statement about any atrocity other than just trying to use it to excuse Israel? They don't. They don't speak out against any human rights violation, and they don't care about speaking out about human rights violations. They want to convince me not to speak out against the one human rights violation that they support wholeheartedly and that they want to continue. They want people not to know what's going on, not to speak about what's going on, so it can continue to go on. They do not, no matter what they say, want you to speak out against every human rights violation in the world, including the violations against the rights of Palestinians. Their agenda is not human rights. Their agenda is to continue the policies of Israel towards Palestinians. And if you get right down to the root of it and you talk to them for a while, you'll realize that most of them are, avowed racists. And they will eventually tell you they're racist if they don't think anybody is watching. Like one guy, he told me, well, nobody watches your channel, so I might as well tell you the truth. And then he went on to tell me this whole thing was racist from the very beginning, and it didn't matter. He didn't think that there was anything wrong with racism, and he was just going to try to support the discrimination against Arabs. It's shocking, terrible stuff, but nobody is going to shut me up. And I think we all need to condemn what's going on. Thanks for watching.